But the next one is Fabio Ballini. Fabio Ballini, who is working for the MONALISA 2 project, and he's going to tell us about the considerations of maritime spatial planning in this project.
Thank you very much. Yes. There was a short video after, so I think in the end, just give you some few slides about the project. Then, since it's a huge project, so it's great. So I will try to give you some information regarding the MONALISA project. MONALISA project is a project that involves around 40 partners and 10 countries, and is led by the Swedish Maritime Administration, and is under the Trans-European Transport Network program. I try to give you some, since the project is quite wide, I try to give you some information also regarding how the maritime spatial planning is included in the MONALISA project. And in the end, I will show you a 5-minute video of the overall of the project. As you can see, the MONALISA project is divided in several work package action. The World Maritime University lead the sub-activity 1.7 related to the maritime spatial planning. The aim of this sub-activity and the activity number 1 is to make the environmental mainstream concern the dynamic route planning for the shipping. That will be in this project will be focused in 2 basin areas. One is the Baltic and the other is the Mediterranean Sea. And this extensive data set on range of environmental factors will be used in the maritime spatial planning process. That means that regarding our task, as I mentioned before, we are leading this sub-activity, and we are focused as World Maritime University in the Baltic area. We have other 2 partners, one from Italy, University of Genova, that is focused on the Mediterranean area between France and Italy, the Santuario of Pelagos, and so it's facing the Toscan region and the Ligurian region. So right now they are collecting exciting data from that will be useful for the dynamic route planning. The other Mediterranean area is the Balearic Sea, that's led by the Polytechnic of Catalonia. So right now, all these partners are collecting existing data that will be useful for implementing the dynamic planning routes. How the MONALISA in a way include the maritime spatial planning. As I state here, MONALISA 2 and our activity in particular aims to develop and test new model, new route planning based on existing electronic and nautical chart and automatic identification. The dynamic route planning provide information for optimal ship route at sea. Then we'll offer the rising of safety, fuel saving, and emission reduction. And then by integrating as mentioned before, the dynamic route planning with the environmental aspect of marine spatial planning, we are currently collecting data regarding fishing, aquaculture, military areas, and pipeline, and Natura 2000 area, UNESCO heritage. So all these data set will be added for building the green routes that will be used for the vessels. This is just a snapshot about the one possible example of optimization routes. We will get more information during the video that I will show you in few minutes. So the benefit for optimize the route planning. Mainly we can divide in three categories. One is the reduction of fuel consumption and related emission, nature preservation, and then safety upgrade. So these are the main three points of route planning. So, briefly, before to show you the video, the MONALISA will provide for the commander constantly update route, the best route choice, the increased service, improved information and assistance from land, improve decision support in close situation. For the Sea Traffic Coordination Center, the MONALISA provide a survey coordination with the real-time data, early warning about dense traffic area, basic data for advice, and information and competencies, qualification, and duty status. The last, for the ship owner, MONALISA will provide, of course, a reduction cost, improved environmental performance, and quality ensured and validated route of performances. And to say the MONALISA project also has been launched after also the disaster of the Costa Concordia. So one of the aim of this project is to better control the captain, or at least to offer an optimization route that can be helpful and for the commander. So this is a brief introduction of the MONALISA project, and I would like to project the video because it's give.
As a result of growing markets and increasing trade in our global economy, the need for transport is growing. The problems that follow from this are obvious. Shortage of capacity, accidents, and increasing emissions are just some of them. In order to create a competitive and resource-efficient transportation system and fulfill the environmental goals of the EU for the year 2050, we have to reduce greenhouse emissions from the transport sector by 70%. Meanwhile, freight transport inside the EU is expected to grow by 80% during this period. One way of reaching the emissions goal is to move more than half the road-based traffic to other means of transport. Where can this extra capacity be catered for? The answer is at sea. An increasing volume of traffic will also increase the risks for human beings, the environment, and the economy. With increasing traffic, the need for better information systems also grows, along with tools for improved safety at sea and environmental protection. The MONALISA project have been focusing on those issues during the 3-year-long project and can now proudly present technical solutions and operating processes that will help us solve these issues. The MONALISA activities have now resulted in robust hardware and software that in real time can exchange optimized routes from shore to ship and vice versa, and also monitor who and with what competence the ships are managed from the bridges. We call it sea traffic management. Sea traffic management is analogous to air traffic management, which is essential for air traffic as we know it. Today, route planning is either done individually on board with manually collected data from sources that are more or less updated, or more precisely and accurately with routes planned with the assistance of various routing services. Normally, the bridge team is the only group to have an overall view of the route of an individual ship. Other vessels in the vicinity do not know the ship's intentions or decided route plans. With the introduction of the new MONALISA service, the Sea Traffic Coordination Center, we will now be able to put the captain in the center of the process, where he can get different kinds of services according to his needs and demands. The Coordination Center can now provide or update captains with optimized routes, and also assist with monitoring and navigational assistance, depending on the needs from either ship or shoreside. The newly received hydrographical data will be used not only to plan the best routes, but also to minimize squat effects, thus reducing fuel consumption and emissions. Voyage planning is done and updated dynamically with real-time data from necessary sources such as hydrographic surveys, maritime safety information with actual no-go areas, weather and ice conditions, port conditions and availability of pilots. MSP Maritime Spatial Planning. The MONALISA project results can now provide captains with a unique and fully optimized voyage plan based on data streamed in from the different databases in order to arrive at the right time at the lowest cost. Sea traffic management can also be used as a dynamic separation tool to complement the static separated TSS areas of today, all in order to save significant fuel, thus reducing emissions. Exchanges of routes can, when needed, also be executed ship to ship. This function will greatly increase the officer's situational awareness. With the MONALISA concept of sea traffic management, the Coordination Center can offer ships different levels of supervision services during passage, any deviation from intended routes being immediately and automatically communicated. And the actual Coordination Center can take any necessary action. With all routes on a common server, we will now be able to predict congestion and conflict areas in the same way as the ATCC do today. And it will also be possible to run big data analysis with sea traffic management. Ship owners can have their fleet monitored and all routes made with safety zones and requested under keel clearance. With continuously updated information of ships' movements, voyage plans and intentions, the number of unknown vessels will be reduced, thus better enabling the Coast Guard to find risk vessels. Not only can the routes be quality assured, validated and monitored, but it will be possible to check certificates for the bridge officers as well. When a new officer is taking over the con on the bridge, he checks in with his MONALISA ID smart card. This gives the relevant authority the ability to obtain information on competence, qualifications and duty status during the entire voyage. The land-based data server consists of latest valid certificates for the officer on watch. The duty status shows the hours worked during the present duty. Ensuring the personnel are thoroughly rested is an important preventive factor of safety work. The very important legal issues, UNCLOS SOLAS and STCW, have been carefully investigated during the project, and a comprehensive report has clarified the problems, prerequisites and suggestions on how to continue with sea traffic management on a global basis. For the commander, the MONALISA project gives a constantly updated route, best route choice, increased service, improved information and assistance from land, improved decision support in close situations, warnings about dense traffic. For the ship owner, MONALISA provides reduced cost, improved environmental performance, quality assured and validated route performance. For the Sea Traffic Coordination Centers, MONALISA provides survey and coordination with real-time data, early warnings about dense traffic areas, basic data for advice, information on competence, qualifications and duty status. It is time to move the maritime world into the digital age of the 21st century by utilizing the potential of information technology in order to improve the general view, coordination, efficiency, safety, and environmental friendliness.
Well, I'm from the Swedish Agency for Marine and Water Management, and we are preparing the Swedish planning. And your project is extremely interesting. And as I understand, for when we talk about marine or maritime spatial planning, you mean real-time planning and green routing. But do you also work with more, long-term planning, defining the shipping lanes and so on, or is it only real-time, or is the focus only real-time planning?
Okay. The project is still under, this is MONALISA 2, so it's the second phase. We are more or less in the mid time, because 1 year and a half, the project will finish by the next year, by the end of next year. And of course, the data will be updated in real time. So that's this is the main purpose of the project. Also, as I mentioned before, is financed by the Trans-European Network program. So they involve all the national authority. So that is the one step ahead for monitoring the ship routing. So that's it. Yeah.
As you are dealing with green routing, I mean, you must have collected a lot of information on the interesting, on the environment of the Baltic Sea. Yes, and where does it come from? I assume it might come from HELCOM, but would you use other sources? And your compilation of data or information, would it be possible to have access to that? I mean, your information on the green environment related to shipping would.
As I mentioned before, we are of course, as a WMU, we are responsible for a small activity of all the project. We are responsible for collecting existing data. Mainly, right now, we are collecting from HELCOM, as you mentioned before. We are still on survey, at the project and then so on. And of course, the data will be available, will be free access on the project. So that is the purpose also of the program.
I hope there are no more questions, or the questions can be asked afterwards, because we have to move on to the next presentation.